gathering information around here. And really, although we are in the very early hours of the morning, it was a busy Saturday night, and many of these people are still here. We're hearing about people who are effectively trapped, locked into pubs, which you might think is welcome on a Saturday night, but not under these circumstances, Sarah.
Indeed, just to give you a sense of the geography of where exactly we are at the moment, we're on Southwark Street. If you look behind me, of course, the Shard, one of the most iconic buildings in London. Just before the Shard, closer to where we are, is Borough Market. Just to give you a sense of that geography. This part of South London, we're south of the river at the moment, very popular in terms of nightlife, lots of bars and clubs. In fact, we have seen a photo circulating on social media where we see an assailant on the floor outside the Wheatsheaf pub, a popular pub in Borough Market. And I've been speaking to lots of people who have been caught up in what is now a very large police cordon. It's been expanding over the past couple of hours. A huge amount of police resource has been coming to this part of London, and we've seen ambulances and police cars coming here for the past several hours. And now what's happening, of course, is that people are really effectively stuck around here. A lot of the streets are closed off. The main bridges back across to north of the river are closed. And so I've just been speaking to people who are stuck in local bars and hotels who are just desperate to get home and absolutely terrified because over the past hour or so we've heard a series of blasts which have been quite startling. And I think for a lot of people, having seen what happened in Manchester and having seen the level of police presence that is on the streets of central London, there is a sense of fear at the moment.
Now, you mentioned, of course, the picture that's circulating, which we have as well, of a suspect on the ground, and we can see it's not the best quality picture, but we can see what look to be canisters that are attached to the sort of upper torso of this individual on the ground. And we've heard, of course, within the last hour, a number of explosions from around this area, around London Bridge, Borough Market. And what we don't know, of course, Sarah, is whether they were controlled explosions on whatever might have been on these suspects, or whether it may be the kind of stun grenades, distraction devices used by armed police in clearing buildings if they're looking for suspects. It's still an active scene.
Indeed. I mean, we counted between us 5 blasts that we've heard in the past hour and a half or so. It's quietened down in the past half an hour. However, there is a huge amount of police activity, and the area here, the cordon, I tried to walk around it and you just can't. It's just absolutely huge. And anyone who knows this part of London, and particularly because you've got the Shard there, you can just really see the sense of scale. The whole of this area of South London, which is full of bars and clubs, it's a Saturday night, really closed off. A lot of people essentially stranded trying to find out how to get home. However, also a sense of Londoners coming together, welcoming people into bars and hotels. There's a restaurant down the road which has stayed open for people to kind of sit and try and contact taxis and things. They're not going to be able to get out of here because all the streets are closed, but I think there's a sense of togetherness here in London.
And unfortunately for those people that are stuck in some of the buildings and pubs and restaurants that are closer to the scene of the attacks, they're probably going to be there for some time, Sarah, obviously, because they are still, as we understand, clearing that scene. So this is the scene now from the area just around London Bridge and Borough Market, where these terrorist attacks happened a few hours ago now, and the confirmation from the emergency services is that 20 people with varying degrees of injuries have been taken to 6 hospitals across London. This is a terrorist incident, according to the London Mayor Sadiq Khan, also Scotland Yard, and of course that confirmation of an appalling attack from the Home Secretary, Amber Rudd.
Mark, thanks very much. And as our Home Affairs correspondent was saying just a couple of